Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be looking at a Hornby Acela train set. This train set, as far as I know, is in their HO scale range, which all of Hornby's stuff is like OO scale, and not to mention their new TT 120 gauge. But apart from that, this train set is HO scale. And yes, herder, I'm running this train set on a carpet, but don't worry, I cleaned the carpet earlier with the vacuum cleaner. Don't even ask why I'm doing this, I just wanted more space. Now I'm going to flip the box over and we can see what else is on the back of the box. As you can see, there is not much, but the yellow lines up there do show you the layout of the track. It comes with the Acela cars, trains, controller, track. It also came with the re-railer, but I forgot to put it back in the box while I was packing the thing up for this review. One more thing I should point out, this train set is pretty cheap and it is on Train World for $100, so if you want to get it, go ahead and get it. That's how much this train set cost me when I first got it last year. Now we get onto the unboxing, and as you can see, I actually had a little bit of trouble pulling this thing out because this thing did have cardboard stripes or strips that were on either side of the styrofoam packages that this thing came in. But as you can see from this angle, it is packed pretty well. And this is all you get in the box. You do get a railer too, but I forgot to put it in like I said. And as I move the styrofoam package out of the way for now, we have a set of instructions, which I'm not going to get into because I'll talk about it in a minute on what this thing is based on. And we got a track mat, which I never really opened up and I never really cared for it that much. Hornby's track mats are always so bumpy. There's a reason why, because they're folded up. But anyways, let's get back to the train set. The first unit I'm getting out is the power unit. I will show the engine and the rest of the train up close in a minute. And I'm taking out the dummy car right now. And now the middle car. First thing I will talk about is the track. Now the track is actually a pretty good quality track. Hornby do actually make some pretty good decent tracks. I've used them in the past and they are pretty good. In all of Hornby's tracks, they use nickel silver, which is great quality, and they always use double straights. Connecting these two was pretty easy. Usually Hornby's track is pretty tough to put together, but these two was actually pretty easy to put together, so no complaints there. This is their terminal track, and as you can see, it looks far different than what we are used to over here in America. All you do is push those two buttons down. The plug from the controller goes into those little two slots right there. It will affect the direction of your locomotive depending on which way you put it in. To place it in, you push these two buttons down, and these buttons were actually not the easiest thing to push down. Why, I don't know, but I guess it's the way it is. Moving on to the brains of the train set, we have the standard Hornby controller, and let me tell you, this thing is cheaply made. I've seen a lot of YouTubers online who actually talk about this controller, and when they said it's the cheapest thing ever, they were not kidding. So right now I am tugging on the wire, and as you can see, I am holding the plug that goes into the terminal. Even though this controller does the job, but it is pretty cheap. And here's the transformer in case anybody is interested. It's an American style. I did not do this myself. It came with it in the train set, which I'm happy, so I won't have to swap plugs. And of course, you get curves with this train set. This train set comes in Hornby's third radius curves, which is, I believe, 20-inch radius curves, which is pretty gentle if you have some steam engines that are a little bit bigger. And I think trains that can handle 22s can't go around this stuff okay, but don't quote me on that. And now onto the units, and I must point out straight away, these engines do rely on plastic wheels. As you can see, there's already grime on them from how much I ran this unit. Can you replace the wheels with metal? Well, you can, but I'm not sure if there's any metal wheel sets for a unit like this. There might be, but don't quote me on that. Now onto connecting the units, all you do is just line the clips up and you just push in and they clip very easily. And that's all that. And that's all there is. And they do sit on articulated trucks, which is pretty satisfying to watch around the track, I'm not gonna lie. Now before I go any further, this model is actually owned by Lima, which as you can see on the name badge here. The reason why I mentioned that, I'll give a real reason in a minute, but I will say that this model is actually a European train. It is nowhere near like an American style high-speed train. I know a lot of you Acela fans out there will probably figure that out by now, but I just thought I'd point that out. Now looking at the model itself up close, as you can see, it does look like a pretty good model from a really good distance, as long as you don't look at it too closely. The printing and decoration on this model is actually applied pretty nicely. However, if you do look close enough, you can actually see some paint markings around the place, like this Acela name badge right here, as well as a door that also leads inside the locomotive. But apart from that, everything does look pretty fine. I mean, the small printing around the model does actually look pretty good, as you can see there, and around the locomotive as well. The pantograph is there, but I don't know if that thing is even adjustable. I never tried it, and I never really wanted to in case I ever break it. But it is there, but it is made of plastic, unfortunately. Now, I will put out what I said earlier about this model. This thing is not based on an American-style Acela at all. What I mean by that, I mean this thing is literally based on a European-style high-speed train. What train would that be? I have no idea, but Hornby literally just grabbed some random high-speed train from Europe and just slapped the Acela signs all over the place and just called it a day. This thing does not look like the actual Acela at all. This is something that's supposed to be for fun, it's supposed to be for beginners, all that sort of stuff. There is also one thing I need to point out with this. On the box, the locomotive does have headlights, but if you look at headlights, unfortunately, you do not get lights with this model. Same with the dummy unit, as because the wheels are plastic. As for the windows, along with the windscreens, they are all blacked out. You cannot see anything inside them. Like I said, this is a very, very basic model. It is strictly for beginners. If you're one of those serious modelers who takes model railroading way too seriously, then I would stay away from this train set, because this train set is strictly for beginners. Now with all that out of the way, I will get this train set set up in this time lapse, and we will see how good it performs. Okay, track's all set, track's got power. Now we put the engines or the units onto the track. This controller is not the best in the world at all, and you will hear why in a minute. It makes this train buzz very loud. That is literally not the locomotive, it is literally the controller that is making it buzz like that. That gives you a sign at how cheap this controller is. But if you bring it up at higher speeds, it's not too bad. And it runs pretty smoothly too, even with that cheap controller. And it's pretty good too, because the units without the power unit does actually roll pretty freely, so that's a really good thing. Now before the video ends, I have to test out that controller's short circuit protection. So no more voiceover this time. Let's get straight to it before this video ends. Okay, the time is 9:46 and 9:46 in the evening. I'm going to test the short circuit thing on this controller, because I've heard a lot of stories about people saying these controllers short out from like around 5 minutes or something like that for them to reload. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this screwdriver and I'm going to make it touch the track and make it overload the controller. And right now it just turned 9:47, so I'm just gonna ramp up the train. Once it passes, I'll short it out. There we go. just shorted out. You can see it's at 12 o'clock. Locomotive has stopped, and it is 9:47 in the evening. I know I'm supposed to wait longer, but it has now been a full minute, and this thing has not come back on. Like I said, I know I have to wait longer, but let's see if I can try and at least reset this. Nope. Nope. No resetting it at all. There's no button to reset this. No nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see why people would get frustrated at these controllers. Because they have no, well, they do have a short circuit protection, I think. And yeah, this thing is just, this thing is literally so light, it literally weighs nothing. It is literally that cheap. Yeah, it is not coming back on. Oh, man. Wow. 2 minutes have gone by. I guess I'll stop right here and I will get back to you once it comes back on. And to prove it to you, it is now 9:49 in the evening. You saw me reset this. Nothing. I will get back to you once it comes back on. 9:51 in the evening. I just hit record. I have not touched the controller. Time actually went by faster than I thought. I don't know if it's just me. Let's see if it works now. Nothing. Are you for real, man? Huh. So I guess I have to wait longer than I thought. And just to prove it to you guys, take my phone off the tripod. Even though I'm not getting power on a controller, I am plugged in right here. Look, clean power. Well, I guess it means it's on, so ignore that. I am completely plugged in. There is the outlet right here. You follow this wire. It goes directly into the controller. Sorry if it's blurry. I am literally getting power, and I am literally getting nothing. I am not kidding you guys. This thing is really plugged in. The power supply is on. I am not getting anything. Wow. I've wanted to test this controller ever since I first got it last year, and there's the results. It has been 10 minutes since I shorted this controller. It's still plugged in, as you can see right there. You follow this wire, it goes into the controller. The locomotive or the train has not moved ever since I shorted the controller. It has been literally in the same exact spot ever since. Let's see if this controller will work now. Are you kidding me, dude? No way. Oh my God. Wow. Okay then. It has been over 20 minutes since I shorted out this controller right over here. And as you can see, if you follow this wire, it's completely plugged in. I can hang it from the wire, it's plugged in. Follow it, goes to that transformer right there. The controller is plugged into the track. If I remember to move the wires out of the way, the locomotive or the entire train has not moved. I am not giving up until I get this thing moving. Wow. Nothing. Still. That's just crazy. What if it's the, do I have to change outlets or something? Oh, okay. So that's literally all I did, was just swap the transformer to another outlet, and the controller just burst back to life. Don't ask me how it does that. Is this normal for a controller like this, for that to happen? Like, I tried unplugging the controller and plugging it back in, it didn't work. So I unplugged it from that, the power outlet in here that controls the DVD, the TV and such, and I just plugged it in right over there. Is that normal? Anyways, I'm gonna stop it right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please do give it a like. It really does mean a lot to me that you do. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bells so you don't miss out on another upload that I do. But yeah, see you guys next time.